The year 2025 is not just another point in the continuum of time. It is a moment charged with profound spiritual and cosmic significance. It marks both an ending and a beginning, a turning point that will redefine the collective path of humanity. This profound transition is symbolically encapsulated in the number 9, derived from the sum of the digits of 2025. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is equal to 9. In numerology, the number 9 holds a sacred essence, representing the conclusion of cycles, the culmination of wisdom earned through experience, and the threshold of a new chapter in existence. It signifies maturity, completeness, and the readiness to move forward into uncharted realms. For Christians, the number 9 takes on even greater importance, resonating deeply with themes of divine justice, righteous judgment, and the manifestation of God's will on earth. It is a number that heralds the arrival of truth, the unveiling of hidden realities, and the fulfillment of divine promises. For God's chosen ones, 2025 will be a year of profound awakening. It will be a time when the illusions of the world will shatter, when long-concealed truths will rise to the surface, and when lies will no longer hold sway over humanity. This is the moment when the masks that obscure reality will fall, and the light of truth will illuminate all that was hidden in darkness. Those who have remained steadfast in faith, who have endured trials and challenges with unwavering trust in God, will be recognized and elevated. These chosen individuals will rise as spiritual leaders, serving as guiding lights for a world caught in the throes of chaos and transformation. Their role will be to inspire, to teach, and to provide solace to those seeking refuge in the truth. Conversely, those who have resisted the light and clung to falsehoods will face the weight of divine judgment. This reckoning will not signify the end of the physical world, but the conclusion of an era dominated by deception and selfishness. It will be the dawn of a new epoch defined by justice, revelation, and the restoration of divine order. God's chosen ones have never been abandoned. Every hardship they faced, every obstacle they overcame, was part of a divine plan to prepare them for this pivotal moment. These trials were not punishments, but a sacred process of refinement, a means to strengthen their resolve and deepen their faith. Like gold purified in fire, they have emerged resilient and ready to fulfill their higher purpose. Now, as the world faces crises and upheaval, they will stand firm, unshaken by the storms around them. Their strength will not come from earthly sources, but from the divine empowerment granted to them by God. This is their time to shine, their moment of exaltation. The year 2025 will also be marked by a spiritual battle of unprecedented magnitude. This will not be a battle waged with physical weapons or fought on visible battlefields. It will be a war of the spirit, waged in the hearts and minds of humanity. The symbolism of the planet Mars, often associated with conflict and war, finds a deeper, spiritual meaning in this context. On one side of this battle are God's chosen ones, standing resolutely in truth, guided by principles of justice and righteousness. On the other side are those who have resisted enlightenment, trapped in illusions fueled by ego and pride. For the chosen, this battle is not new. It has already begun. Many have felt an intensified pressure in recent times, emotional struggles, mental turbulence, and spiritual challenges. This is no coincidence. The adversary recognizes their divine calling and seeks to thwart their progress, to divert them from their destined path. Yet, these chosen individuals are not alone. Every challenge they have faced thus far has been a divine preparation for this momentous time. Through these trials, they have developed a heightened spiritual discernment, a keen ability to separate truth from deception. While others may succumb to fear, confusion, and doubt, the chosen ones remain anchored in faith, secure in the knowledge that light always triumphs over darkness. Beyond the spiritual battles, 2025 will also witness the collapse of long-standing structures of power and influence that have perpetuated human suffering and deception. Institutions, industries, and systems that have thrived on manipulation, greed, and corruption will be exposed and dismantled. This includes corporations that prioritize profit over humanity, media conglomerates that spread misinformation, cultural industries that promote moral decay, and even religious institutions that have strayed from the principles of divine truth. The Bible foretells this upheaval, declaring, "There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." Luke 12, verse 2-3. What once seemed unassailable will crumble, and the prideful will be humbled before the eyes of the world. In their place, God's chosen ones, individuals who have lived lives of humility, obedience, and service, will rise. These are not people who sought fame or power for their own sake, but those who quietly followed God's will, often in the shadows. Their elevation is not based on worldly achievements, but on divine purpose. It is often said, God does not choose the qualified, He qualifies the chosen. This profound truth will manifest as these humble servants take their rightful place as spiritual leaders, guiding humanity through the challenges and opportunities of the new era. The Apostle Paul's words in 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 10-12 offer a sobering insight into what lies ahead. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion so that they will believe the lie, and so that all will be condemned who have not believed the truth but have delighted in wickedness. This passage reveals the fate of those who reject truth and cling to darkness. Their downfall will not be a punishment imposed upon them, but the inevitable consequence of their own choices. By turning away from the light, they have sealed their own fate, choosing illusions over reality. As we stand on the threshold of 2025, humanity is called to introspection, to a renewed search for truth and meaning. This is not a time for complacency, but a time for action, a time to align with the forces of light and prepare for the monumental shifts that lie ahead. The awakening of the chosen has already begun, and the year to come promises to be a defining chapter in the spiritual journey of humanity. Stay vigilant, for this is not just a battle for survival. It is a battle for the soul of a new era. The time of transformation is upon us, and the world will never be the same. The chosen ones, though surrounded by a world veiled in illusions, will not be deceived. Their hearts are finely tuned to the divine voice, recognizing its unmistakable truth even amidst chaos and uncertainty. These individuals, guided by an unwavering faith, comprehend a profound truth, that the path of righteousness is neither broad nor easy. Instead, it is a narrow and challenging road that requires sacrifice, determination, and courage. Yet, it is this very difficulty that shapes them into resilient vessels of light. Their faith, like an unshakable rock, and their courage, like a flame that cannot be extinguished, empower them to discern what is real from what is false. Their minds, awakened to the divine purpose, have become fortresses capable of resisting even the most cunning deceptions. The year 2025 will not be the catastrophic end of the world as many fear, but rather the conclusion of an era dominated by illusions. It will be a time when hidden truths are brought to light and shadows are banished. Deceptions that once thrived will crumble, and falsehoods that shaped the lives of many will dissolve into insignificance. Everything built on lies will collapse, while everything rooted in truth will rise to prominence. Those who have walked in the light, guided by integrity, love, and justice, will finally be acknowledged for their unwavering commitment. Meanwhile, those who lurked in the shadows, using deceit and manipulation to gain power, will face the consequences of their choices as their foundations disintegrate beneath them. For the chosen ones, this is not a season to fear, but to rejoice and prepare. Every hardship they endured, every tear they shed, and every moment of doubt and loneliness was not wasted. These trials were not random, but intentional steps in a divine training process. Each battle, though painful, was a chiseling tool, carving them into instruments of truth and justice. Now, they stand on the cusp of a pivotal moment in history, a moment when revelation, justice, and restoration will unfold. Their struggles, once viewed as burdens, are now revealed to be the refining fire that prepared them for this significant calling. As the world transitions into this new era, those who have built their lives upon lies will see their castles of illusion collapse into dust. Their efforts to uphold falsehoods will prove futile as the winds of truth sweep through every corner of existence. On the other hand, those who stood firm in truth, even when it cost them dearly, will find their foundations fortified. Justice will not come as vengeance, but as a divine balancing of scales. It will be a time when all actions, whether good or evil, bear their rightful fruits. Those who sowed seeds of greed, dishonesty, and injustice will reap bitter consequences, while those who nurtured love, truth, and faith will harvest peace, honor, and abundance. The masks that many have worn to conceal their true selves will fall away, leaving only the naked truth. The world will witness an era of unparalleled clarity, where authenticity reigns supreme. The chosen ones, prepared through years of trials and tribulations, will rise as leaders, guiding humanity through this period of transformation. While the masses may be gripped by fear, confusion, and despair, these individuals will stand tall, radiating courage and wisdom. They will act as beacons of hope, illuminating the path for others to follow. This is a time of separation, a decisive moment that divides those who seek the truth from those who cling stubbornly to lies. The proud, who relied on their own strength, will be humbled, while the meek, who trusted in divine guidance, will be exalted. Yet, this is not a call for vengeance or retribution. It is a call for restoration, for the establishment of divine order, where truth and justice prevail. The chosen ones are urged to remain steadfast and unyielding. The battles they face are not of the physical realm, but are spiritual in nature, waged against unseen forces that seek to sow chaos and despair. But they need not fear, for they were born for such a time as this. Every hardship, every tear, and every struggle was preparing them for this moment, a moment when their purpose would be fully realized. Each challenge they overcame was not a detour, but a necessary step in their journey. Every tear they shed watered the seeds of their destiny, and now those seeds are ready to bloom into a harvest of purpose and impact. In 2025, justice will reign, and the chosen ones will take their rightful place. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Matthew 5, verse 5. While the world watches in anticipation, it is the Creator who remains in control, orchestrating every event according to a divine plan. The light of truth will shine brighter than ever, dispelling even the deepest shadows. If this message stirs something within your heart, do not keep it to yourself. Share it, amplify its reach, and embrace the awakening that is already underway. You are not called to be a bystander in this unfolding narrative. Instead, you are called to rise, to stand firm, and to step into the role you were destined to fulfill. The time has come for you to answer the call. The year 2025 will also mark the climax of a great spiritual battle. This war will not be fought with armies, weapons, or physical might. It will be a battle fought on an invisible plane, waged in the hearts, minds, and spirits of every individual. At the center of this conflict will stand the chosen ones, those appointed to be light bearers in a world struggling under the weight of darkness. This spiritual battle carries the symbolism of Mars, the celestial body often associated with war, strength, and confrontation. Yet, for the chosen ones, the war is not external but deeply internal. It is a confrontation within each soul, pitting divine truth against the falsehoods perpetuated by ego and materialism. On one side are the chosen, guided by the light of God, armed with justice and truth. On the other side are those who resist the truth, trapped by their egos and seduced by the fleeting illusions of the world. Many of the chosen ones are already feeling the intensity of this battle. Emotional strain, mental fatigue, persistent doubts, and a profound sense of isolation are not mere coincidences. They are signs that the spiritual war is already raging. The adversary recognizes the significance of the chosen ones and seeks to divert them from their divine purpose. The enemy does not waste energy on those who pose no threat. He focuses his attacks on those with a destiny to fulfill. Chosen one, remember this. You were born for this moment. You were prepared for this time. Rise with courage, for your mission is clear, and your purpose is divine. The awakening is here, and you are an integral part of it. The world awaits your light, and now is the time to shine. The attacks and adversities you face are not mere coincidences. They are profound evidence of your importance in God's divine plan. These struggles reveal the powerful light you carry, a light so radiant and transformative that it disrupts the forces of darkness. The more significant your role in God's purpose, the harder the enemy fights to weaken your resolve. If you have ever been overwhelmed by doubts, fatigue, or feelings of inadequacy, recognize this. These whispers of despair are not from God. They are the enemy's attempt to sow confusion and fear. God's voice does not tear down, it uplifts. He reminds you of your strength, your worth, and the incredible abilities He has already equipped you with to overcome every challenge. His words bring peace, fill you with unwavering confidence, and ignite courage within you. When you encounter voices of discouragement or fear, know with certainty that these are the enemy's tools to shake your faith and distract you from your calling. This spiritual battle is not haphazard. It is carefully orchestrated. The true battlefield lies within your mind and heart, for the adversary knows that by controlling your thoughts, he can influence your actions. He strategically plants seeds of fear, failure, and isolation, hoping to make you question your worth and purpose. The enemy's tactics are designed to create the illusion that you are alone, unloved, and abandoned by God. But these are lies. God never forsakes His chosen ones. Even in moments of silence when you may feel His presence is absent, He is there, watching, guiding, and preparing you for what lies ahead. His love is steadfast, and His purpose for you is unshakable. Every challenge, every tear, and every moment of hardship you have faced was not in vain. These trials were divinely orchestrated as part of your spiritual preparation. They have shaped you, strengthened you, and sharpened your discernment. The pain you endured served as a chisel, carving out a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. What you once saw as obstacles were, in fact, stepping stones on the path to your destiny. Now, you see with greater clarity and can distinguish truth from illusion with remarkable precision. These trials were not meant to break you, but to prepare you for a higher calling. The chosen ones are not easily deceived. They are guided by the Holy Spirit, who grants them the extraordinary gift of discernment. This gift enables them to see through lies and illusions, even when the world around them is blinded by falsehood. While many are swayed by appearances or the opinions of others, you have been given the ability to see the deeper truths. This divine gift was not given to you by chance. It is a sacred tool, a weapon to wield in the ongoing spiritual battle. It is proof that you are called to stand firm, even when the odds seem insurmountable. If you are feeling exhausted, uncertain, or questioning whether you are on the right path, take heart. These feelings are not signs of weakness, but evidence of transformation. Every challenge you face is part of a divine process to mold you into the leader you are destined to become. The pain and struggles you endure are not indications of defeat. They are markers of spiritual growth and strength. Each trial you have faced has been a part of your spiritual training. Through these experiences, you have gained unshakable faith and profound spiritual insight, qualities that make you a formidable force against darkness and an invaluable ally of God. You were not randomly chosen for this journey. You were called because you are uniquely equipped to fulfill this mission. Each time the enemy tries to convince you of your inadequacy, remember the times God has already delivered you from seemingly impossible situations. Recall the moments when He provided strength and comfort when you felt you had none left. He has never abandoned you, and He never will. Trust in the promise that His plans for you are good, and His presence is constant. The year 2025 is not just another date in history. It marks a significant chapter in God's plan. For years, He has been training, refining, and preparing his chosen ones for their divine mission. Every obstacle, every sorrow, and every triumph you have faced has contributed to this preparation. The time has come for God's chosen ones to step into their roles and lead. Those who once felt overlooked, undervalued, or invisible will soon be elevated to positions of spiritual leadership. But this elevation comes with responsibility. The training you have undergone has prepared you for this moment. Yet the journey of refinement and perfection continues. God does not call the unprepared. He empowers those he calls. If this message resonates deeply within you, it is because you are among those chosen to lead. However, leadership in God's kingdom is not about status, power, or recognition. True leadership is about service, guiding others with humility, illuminating the path for those still lost in darkness, and dedicating yourself to fulfilling God's purpose. This calling demands deep spiritual, emotional, and mental preparation. God seeks leaders who are not driven by ego or personal ambition, but by a pure and loving heart. Before stepping into this role, you will face trials. The enemy will intensify his efforts to discourage and derail you because he knows that when the chosen ones rise, the strength of darkness diminishes. These tests, moments of emotional turmoil, feelings of doubt, or the temptation to give up, are not coincidences. They are deliberate attempts by the adversary to destabilize you before your victory. He wants you to abandon your mission before you witness the fulfillment of God's promise. But God's words remain steadfast. Do not fear, for I am with you. Isaiah 41 verse 10. Hold on to this truth, for it is your anchor in the storm. Remember, the journey you are on is not just for your benefit. Your experiences, your struggles, and your triumphs are meant to inspire and guide others. You are not just a participant in this battle. You are a beacon of hope, a leader who will light the way for others. Trust in the strength God has placed within you, and know that your calling is not a burden, but a divine honor. The time has come to rise, to lead, and to fulfill the purpose for which you were chosen. The question that stands before you now is not one of potential, but of preparation. How will you ready yourself for the calling that God has placed upon your life? This is no small question, for answering it will determine how you step into the purpose designed for you. Throughout your journey, God has been quietly shaping and preparing you, orchestrating experiences, challenges, and moments of growth to mold you into the person you were always meant to be. Yet there are deliberate steps you must take to ensure you are fully prepared. This is not a time for passivity. It is a time to rise with intention. It is a moment to fortify your faith, to release the chains of the past, to embrace your spiritual identity, and to cultivate the wisdom and discernment needed to lead with unwavering strength and clarity. Strengthen your faith and trust in God. The cornerstone of your preparation is faith, deep, unshakable faith. Without it, the road ahead will be fraught with confusion, fear, and doubt. The years to come will not be easy. The world is on the brink of significant transformations, challenges, and crises that will test the very foundation of humanity. For those who are not firmly anchored in God, these events will bring despair and disorientation. But the chosen ones, those who place their trust entirely in Him, will remain steadfast. They will not be shaken, for they know that the ultimate authority over life and its events rests not in human hands, but in the sovereign will of God. Faith is far more than a passive belief in God's existence. True faith is an active, living trust in His divine plan. It is the confidence to move forward even when the path is unclear, to hold fast even when the storm rages, and to believe in God's goodness even amidst chaos. Life often tempts us to take control, to plan, and to manipulate outcomes to suit our desires. Yet the chosen ones understand that control is not theirs to wield. They know that surrendering to God's will is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength and wisdom. When you release the illusion of control, fear begins to lose its grip, and in its place, peace flows like a river. Trusting God does not mean the absence of waiting. There will be times when His answers feel delayed, moments when your prayers seem to echo in silence. Yet his timing is never wrong. Delays are not denials. They are seasons of preparation. God, in his infinite wisdom, uses these waiting periods to refine you, to strengthen your faith, and to prepare your heart for the blessings that await. Trust not because you see the entire picture, but because you know the painter. Trust not because you understand every detail, but because you trust the designer of the universe. If God has called you to leadership, he has already begun clearing the path for you. Faith is your anchor in this journey. It keeps you grounded when the waves rise and the winds howl. Without it, fear will creep in, doubt will take root, and uncertainties will overshadow your vision. But with faith, you can face any storm, knowing that beyond the tempest, the sun will rise again, bringing light and clarity. Let go of the past to embrace the future. To step fully into your calling, you must unshackle yourself from the burdens of the past. Many carry with them the weight of old wounds, unhealed resentments, misplaced fears, and limiting beliefs that no longer serve a purpose. These burdens act as chains, binding you to a version of yourself that is no longer aligned with your divine mission. The call to leadership demands freedom. Freedom from the past, freedom from fear, and freedom to step boldly into the new. Letting go is not easy. It requires courage and self-reflection. It asks you to confront the parts of your life that have become comfortable but stagnant, familiar but confining. Yet it is only by releasing these weights that you create space for the new blessings God has prepared for you. Just as a vessel must be emptied before it can be filled, so too must you let go to receive the fullness of God's plan. The year 2025 will be a year of profound revelation and divine justice. It will be a time when God draws a clear line between those who walk in his light and those who choose to remain in darkness. For the chosen ones, this year will mark the beginning of a new chapter, one of purpose, leadership, and transformation. Truth will rise to the surface, unmasking what was hidden, and every person will reap the harvest of their choices. Those who have walked faithfully, obeying God's call even in the shadows, will be exalted. Conversely, those who have resisted truth and clung to lies will face the consequences of their decisions. This is a time to take a stand. There will no longer be room for hesitation, compromise, or retreat. Many chosen ones have endured years of silent trials, bearing the weight of emotional, mental, and spiritual battles while remaining unseen and underestimated. They have been overlooked by the world, but never forgotten by God. If he allowed you to remain in anonymity, it was not because he abandoned you, but because he was protecting you, strengthening you for the appointed time. And now, that time has come, 2025, the year of truth and revelation. The coming year will be one of unveiling. Masks will fall, and the truth will take its rightful place. The age of pretense will come to an end. Lies will crumble, and those who have hidden behind facades of righteousness while acting in opposition will be revealed. This revelation will not be limited to society's surface. It will cut deep into the spiritual fabric of the world. The distinction between those who serve God and those who serve themselves will become undeniable. Yet this unveiling is not about destruction. It is about divine correction. God's justice is not born of vengeance, but of love. It is a justice that restores balance and brings clarity. Many who have unjustly held positions of prominence will be humbled, while those who have been overlooked, the faithful, the steadfast, the obedient, will rise. Leadership in God's kingdom is not about titles, positions, or applause. It is about mission, purpose, and service. It is about being a vessel of light, a beacon of hope, and a catalyst for transformation. Spiritual leadership calls not for self-glorification, but for self-sacrifice. It is not about seeking recognition, but about fulfilling the divine purpose for which you were created. And that purpose is not in the distant future. It is here now. The calling has already been made. The question is, will you answer it? Will you step into the role prepared for you with courage, faith, and humility? This is your moment to rise. Strengthen your faith. Release the burdens of the past and embrace the future with boldness. The world is waiting for the light you carry. The time has come to lead. If you feel a stirring in your heart as you read these words, know this: it is not a mere coincidence. This message is meant for you, divinely orchestrated to reach you at this very moment. God is speaking to you directly, calling your spirit to awaken to the extraordinary purpose He has placed within you. The resonance you feel is a testament to your place among the chosen, those set apart to shine as a beacon of light in the darkest corners of the world. You have been called to be a voice of hope, a source of strength, and a reflection of divine love in times when chaos and confusion seem to dominate. Understand this truth deeply. God's calling on your life is not contingent upon your current abilities, your achievements, or your perceived readiness. He does not call the equipped. He equips those He calls. The Creator of the universe sees potential within you that even you may not recognize. He knows your heart, your struggles, and your fears, yet He chooses you intentionally. This is not because of who you are in the eyes of the world, but because of who you are in His eyes. Your willingness to embrace this calling is what matters most. Fear and doubt often act as barriers, whispering lies that you are not good enough, capable enough, or worthy enough. These are the chains that bind so many, keeping them from stepping into their divine purpose. But remember this: God is not seeking perfection as humans define it. He is not impressed by worldly accomplishments or superficial excellence. Instead, He seeks hearts that are humble, open, and obedient. He values a spirit willing to trust in His plan, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or the challenges appear insurmountable. Many people allow the weight of their past to hold them back, believing that their mistakes disqualify them from greatness. But God sees beyond your past. He sees your potential, your resilience, and the beautiful transformation that He is shaping within you. If He has called you, it is because He knows what you are capable of through Him. Even when you feel inadequate or unworthy, know that your strength will not come from your own abilities, but from His power working within you. It is essential to recognize that the journey you are being called to will not be easy. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and resistance. Yet, these challenges are not meant to defeat you, but to refine you. Each obstacle is an opportunity to lean into God's strength, to grow in faith, and to discover the depths of your courage. Your mission is not merely about fulfilling a task. It is about becoming the person God created you to be, a person who inspires, uplifts, and transforms the lives of others. When you doubt your capacity to fulfill this calling, remember this profound truth: you are not alone. The same power that created the stars and calms the storms resides within you. God's Spirit dwells in you, empowering you to rise above every challenge and to shine brightly in a world that desperately needs hope. It is His strength that will carry you, His wisdom that will guide you, and His love that will sustain you. Take a moment to reflect on the privilege of being chosen. You are not just a passive recipient of this calling, but an active participant in a divine plan far greater than you can imagine. Your life has the power to impact others in ways you may never fully comprehend. Each step you take in faith creates ripples of hope and inspiration that extend beyond your immediate circumstances. So, rise with courage and embrace this message fully. Let it ignite a fire in your soul, propelling you to step boldly into the purpose for which you were created. Trust in God's plan, for it is perfect and far beyond human understanding. Lean into His guidance, for He will never lead you astray. And most importantly, carry this truth in your heart: you are chosen, loved, and destined for greatness. As you walk this path, you will encounter moments that test your resolve, but you will also experience the profound joy and fulfillment that come from living in alignment with your divine purpose. Through your journey, you will not only transform your own life, but also become a beacon of hope and love for others, illuminating the way for those who are lost, weary, or in need of encouragement. Your mission is not an accident. Your calling is intentional, and your life, when surrendered to God's purpose, will become a testament to the incredible things that are possible when faith meets action. Step forward with confidence, knowing that you are a vital part of God's plan, and let your light shine for all to see.